Okay, welcome to the One York Brotherhood Podcast. I don't even know if that's the name of this, but
Okay.
for the purposes of our first podcast, that's what we're going with.
Okay.
And today is October 4th, and our guest facilitator is Pervis Taylor III, so the celebrity life coach, and yeah, you are,
Yeah.
an all around amazing individual who has been partnering with York College's Male Initiative program to offer socio-emotional programming to students. And so we're happy to have him today. I'm going to clap it up.
Oh, thank you, brother.
For you.
I'm gonna receive the claps. Thank you, brother.
I'm honored to have you here.
I'm honored to be here.
So we won't be on here long. We just want to sort of talk about our theme today, which is emotional intelligence.
Yes.
Emotional intelligence is a term that's been thrown around quite a lot. And so I want to talk with you about what is emotional intelligence, what is EQ, and let's begin there and see where that takes us.
Okay. Well, if you ask like 10 different wellness professionals, you're going to get 10 different answers.
Sure.
So I'll give you the Pervis Taylor answer to what emotional intelligence is. So for me, emotional intelligence is the ability to name and process an emotion, name and identify an emotion, and process it in such a way that it yields a positive outcome. And advanced emotional intelligence is being able to acknowledge and identify it in others and help them to process through it.
Nice.
Which yields a positive outcome.
Great. Okay. So the first step is being able to name and identify the emotion within yourself.
Yes.
And then move on to there's an advanced stage.
Yes.
There's an advanced stage
process.
Where you can look at someone else and say, hey, here's some steps, some strategies to name, identify, and process these emotions.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
And so you've written some books.
Yes.
So Thrival is one of them.
Yes.
My students talk about it all the time.
That's so good, man. It's so humbling to hear.
Yeah. And so it's helping them process their stuff and walk through their stages of becoming. But tell us why you wrote Thrival and how it relates to emotional intelligence.
One of the things, Sherlock Holmes said, be a student of the obvious. And I am a black man. And I am a black man who has had an interesting human experience. And, I didn't want any black man to go through what I went through. Like, I went through a lot of stuff, and I'm grateful that I made it out. But I recognize that a lot of people, everyone's built differently. And I didn't want another black man to suffer and go through the pain that I went through. And so I wanted to write something that's going to ensure that a black man, whoever reads that book, can begin their healing journey and know that healing is possible for them. So that was like really the genesis of it. And then I want black men to show up better in spaces, not only within themselves, but also with their partners, with their families, with the work that they do. So I just wanted us to be able to live our full human existence and experience and live optimally. So that's why I wrote that book.
To live our full human existence. I feel the philosopher coming out of you.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about, we're talking about being fully human. We're talking about emotional intelligence. Can you talk about, I'm going to throw something here at you.
Okay.
The importance of embodiment in emotional intelligence and why it's important to be connected to our bodies, especially as black men.
Well, there is a psychosomatic connection to unprocessed emotions, right? We see it in illnesses, right? There is scientific data that supports that unprocessed emotions are aligned to illnesses in our bodies. Right. And so for us as black men, what we tend to do is compartmentalize and keep it moving, right? The importance of us embodying and experiencing our emotions means that we have the opportunity to free ourselves to receive joy. Right. A lot of men, I feel, don't receive joy. And so like when you learn to embody your emotions, right, when you learn how to process them, when you learn how to release them, when you learn all the things about the importance of emotions which earmark your human existence, it leads you to the space of joy, which is the hardest emotion to harness.
I love that. It's funny. I was talking with a friend of mine last night about the importance of unpacking negative emotions. And specifically unprocessed negative emotions.
Yes.
And we talked about the importance of negative emotion in terms of the human experience, right? And what it helps us to experience and identify and how we can appreciate positive emotions more when we experience the negative emotions.
Well, so one of the things I want to offer is I don't believe any emotion is positive or negative.
Excellent.
Because
let's go there.
The reason why I say that is because emotions are a part of the human existence.
Yes.
And the human existence is beautiful, right? And so all it does is just earmarks where you are on your human journey.
Right.
So that anger that you may be feeling at this moment is not necessarily bad, but what you do with it is what matters, right? Because anger, you can be righteously indignant with it and it can cause you to go build something, create something, or you can be destructive with it, which means you infect other people and hurt yourself.
Love it. So would you say that emotions can then be constructive or destructive?
Yes. Emotions
love that.
That's what I say. Emotions are constructive
that's in
or
your
destructive.
Next book. I'm giving you that.
Well, that's it.
It's in somebody's book?
That's in survival mode. That's in survival mode.
Is it in survival mode?
It is.
Oh, wow. I just pulled it out. This is a prophetic moment.
It's a prophetic moment.
I love it.
It's in the book. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So let's end on this note. I don't know how much time we have left. Okay, we got about 5 more minutes left. Let's talk about the importance of emotional intelligence in the college experience, right? Why is it important for a college student, a student aged 18 to 24, to understand emotional intelligence right now?
Well, you got to think about this. The goal of emotional intelligence is to yield empathy, right? And empathy further leads to greater connectivity, right, with others and ourselves, right? But then also part of the reason why emotional intelligence is so important is because it really is about emotional advocacy and honoring where you are in your journey. And I think for young people, it's important for them to honor where they are and be able to articulate where they are on their journey, because you can only get help if you can contextualize your experience accurately. You can get the help that you need. So it's important for them to understand that now, like to honor where you are, to be able to identify and articulate where you are in your emotional journey, because that is going to provide space for you not only to have connection, but also to get the help that you need.
I love it. Emotional advocacy.
Yes.
And I think one of the issues that we have with students aged 18 to 24 is that they're coming into awareness of their own agency, the ability to speak up, how to use their voice. And now we're talking about how do I use my voice, and I don't necessarily have the language. So what ends up happening is I have emotional outbursts, right? Tantrums, right? And so this emotional intelligence series is really important because it's giving them the language that they need to have the right conversations and advocate for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also preparing them for corporate space, right? Because that is the most sought after soft skill in corporate right now. And also it's been proven that people who are emotionally intelligent make more money than people who are not.
I guess I need to look at my paycheck.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, some people who, like, they may not have all the degrees, but they're extremely successful.
That's right.
There's some emotional intelligence that's at play, because when you don't have degrees, you got to rely on other things.
That's right.
Within yourself, and so those people tend to be more introspective and really take a deep dive within themselves, and they find the strengths that they have. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so that causes them to show up more powerfully. Us who have a lot of degrees, right? We can kind of rely. I can say I got a master's degree from Columbia and kind of rely on that. But really, I need to take that deep dive and be aware of the other aspects that I have within myself, the other power, the other strengths that I have. And that's part of emotional intelligence too, is being able to identify your own strengths and areas. We talk about shadow a lot, but identify the light within you as well. You get what I'm saying?
Let's not deal with that shadow.
I mean, shadow is important. All of it is necessary because all of it makes up who we are as people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And really that, since we're going there, like, authenticity can only be created when we accept the shadow and light within ourselves.
Authenticity. What a wonderful word.
Yeah.
It's been used a lot lately. And in fact, we'll be talking about it over the course of the next 7 weeks. But in order to be fully authentic, it requires a high level of emotional intelligence, right?
Absolutely.
I think we're going to close now just because we've got some things that we need to tend to. Right?
Well, we could pick up.
But we've got a couple more weeks coming. This is just the beginning. I'm excited to have conversation. Sometimes when Pervis and I get in the conversation, it never ends. And so we have to intentionally end it.
It goes down a deep rabbit hole. Jesus.
And so that's what's happening right now, right? If we don't stop it, we'll be in a rabbit hole. But anyway, Thank you, Pervis, for coming. And
thank you for having me,
presenting
brother.
to our students.
Awesome.
And we look forward to the next 7 weeks.
Same here.
All right. Take care.
Amen.
Thank you all for listening.